Hello and thanks for joining us on this special edition of The Eagle. My name is Aisha Muhammad. Following his appointment as Executive Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) by President Muhammadu Buhari GCFR on 16 February 2021, his confirmation by the National Assembly on 24 February 2021, and his assumption of office on 5 March 2021, Abdurrashid Bawa swung into action, repositioning the Commission for increased effectiveness and productivity. On The Eagle today, Aisha Gambari is standing by to bring us a documentary produced by the Public Affairs Department of the EFCC on the 100 days in office of the EFCC chairman. Enjoy.
Will the Senate approve the nomination of Abdurrashid Bawa as the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
And that sets the tone for a new dawn at the EFCC. Abdurrashid Bawa, a seasoned investigator and one of the pioneer EFCC cadet officers also known as COS1, made history by becoming the first executive chairman to emerge from the core EFCC staff cadre. Born on 30th April 1980, Bawa hails from Jega in Kebbi State. He is a trained EFCC detective with vast experience in the investigation and prosecution of advanced fee fraud cases, bank fraud, oil theft, official corruption, money laundering, and other economic and financial crime-related offenses. He graduated from Usman Danfodio University in Sokoto with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Economics and a Master's degree in International Affairs and Diplomacy from the same university. Bawa is a certified fraud examiner of the prestigious United States of America-based Association of Fraud Examiners, which is the accrediting agency for professionals with Certified Fraud Examiners designation. He is also a certified anti-money laundering specialist. Following his appointment as Executive Chairman of the EFCC by President Muhammadu Buhari on the 16th of February 2021, and his confirmation by the Senate of the National Assembly on the 24th of February 2021, Bawa assumed office on the 5th of March 2021. The new executive chairman didn't take time to set the ball rolling. His very first step was to begin the repositioning of the Commission for increased effectiveness and productivity in the discharge of its mandate. Various initiatives and reform were introduced to enhance productivity and result-oriented strategies aimed towards improving the overall performance of the Commission. The EFCC has also set out with a renewed sense of purpose to ensure that criminals are brought to justice, while the vigor in recovery of fraudulently obtained money and assets from offenders has been renewed. To ensure an improved working environment and well-motivated workforce, several steps have been taken, which include the formation of various committees to look into issues of staff welfare, units and departmental restructuring, career progression, discipline, and the introduction of disengagement benefits. The new EFCC is prioritizing the welfare of its staff. Various initiatives rolled out by the Commission to cater for the well-being of its officers include the implementation of COVID prevention protocol in the Commission's various offices, in line with Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC guidelines, the timely provision of COVID-19 vaccination for all officers of the Commission, and the development of a staff health, group life, and property insurance policy. Staff of the Commission are also being scheduled for skill acquisition and enhancement training, while the development of retirement package and benefits for staff who have diligently served the Commission is on the way. There's also the proposed establishment of a crèche at the Commission's headquarters, amongst others. To further enhance staff productivity, the processes of the Directorate of Staff Welfare Services have been reviewed for improved service delivery by providing staff with catering services and essential household items and goods at the cooperative departmental store. This is in addition to various intervention and the provision of conducive accommodation for staff. Recognizing the importance of appropriately directing the Commission's human capital for maximum impact, BAWA embarked on a comprehensive restructuring and reform efforts aimed at improving operational effectiveness. The changes have already begun to bear fruits with the establishment of the Directorate of Intelligence on March 9, 2021, and this is in order to effectively deal with the increased sophistication and operational agility of criminals and the expansion of the Commission's cyber intelligence base for enhanced intelligence-driven investigative activities. The Directorate of Operations has also been restructured with new positions created for enhanced efficiency. The position of the Head of Operations was created at the headquarters, while that of the Deputy Heads of Operations were created across the Commission's 14 zonal offices. The Commission is also revising the quality of its legal services by equipping all legal officers with a secure digital tablet preloaded with the robust law pavilion, legal research and digital library. This is in addition to a serviceable library stocked with various law books. With the aim of advancing the Commission's strategic information and communication technology objectives, the Information and Communication Technology Unit was upgraded to a directorate. Under the current chairman, the EFCC has placed considerable emphasis on the replacement of outdated and slow processes with secure technology-based alternatives. A phased digitalization of the Commission's key activities has been commissioned with the goal of aligning its operations with current realities for improved performance and efficiency. With the establishment of a command center, the ICT Directorate has already begun the implementation of various IT initiatives designed to digitalize the processes of the Commission in consonance with current operational realities. The data center has recently been upgraded for optimal performance, while the CCTV monitoring room has been fully deployed. There is also the ongoing purchase, configuration and deployment of workstations and ICT equipment across the Commission's various offices. The Commission is also working to ensure that all its officers have computers to effectively execute their respective duties, thereby creating and encouraging a paperless workflow management system. Precautionary measures are also put in place to protect staff communication networks by providing mobile devices with protected closed user group services for all employees. There is also the implementation of multimedia application suites for the Public Affairs Department and the provision of dedicated wide area network infrastructure for the Commission's operations and the integration of the WUSE 2 and the Zone 6 offices in Abuja into the network master plan, amongst others. For improved coordination, efficiency and service quality, the procurement unit was also upgraded to a directorate in May 2021. The new structure is more focused on key areas like works, goods and equipment purchases and service delivery. To support the Commission's strategic goals, the Directorate of Planning, Policy and Statistics was expanded to include the research function. The Directorate of Internal Affairs has been relocated to the Commission's headquarters and repositioned for enhanced efficiency. The Directorate's polygraph unit has continued to conduct security tests, which form the basis for recruitment into sensitive national assignments in the country. The Operations Directorate, which is designed with the responsibility of investigating all reported and intelligence-generated cases of economic and financial crime-related offences, has been strengthened and refocused. Renewed focus has also been placed on tracing and bringing cyber kingpins to justice. The Directorate's raid on hotspot of cybercrime activities has so far led to the arrest of over 1,500 suspects across the country. Many of those suspects have been charged to court. The department also carried out raids on advanced fee fraudsters' locations, also known as 419, who use makeshift shrines to dupe unsuspecting members of the public.
Come! Is it one of them? Yes, it's one of them. What do you do on them? Put on hands. Put on. It's already in. Okay.
The Commission's Forensics and Crime Laboratory Services Directorate has also received a renewed lease of life under the current leadership of Bawa, with the provision of specialized tools and support required to perform its functions efficiently, thereby contributing significantly to the Commission's investigation and prosecutorial activities. Achievements recorded by the Forensics Department during Bawa's 100 days include the standardization of suspect processing procedures and the successful procurement and deployment of suspect processing tools in compliance with the provisions of Section 15 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015. There's also the procurement of telescopes and document analysis machines, the creation of digital fingerprint capturing center at the headquarters and the Abuja Zonal Office, and the establishment of a chemical analysis laboratory at the EFCC Port Harcourt Zonal Office to enhance the prosecution of cases of oil theft and illegal bunkering of petroleum products. And in order to foster mutual relationship with international partners, efforts are on the way to achieve the ISO 17025 accreditation. This will further validate the EFCC Forensic Laboratories report to be admissible and reliable not only in Nigerian courts but across other jurisdictions around the world. On the 11th May 2021, the Internal Audit Unit was restructured and upgraded to a directorate in order to improve efficiency, accountability, transparency, and to better drive prudent resource management by reinforcing internal control processes and risk management standards. The EFCC's Special Control Unit Against Money Laundering (SCUML) is being repositioned to properly regulate designated non-financial institutions (DNFIs), thus addressing the issues of money laundering and terrorist financing. The Commission is also working with the National Assembly to strengthen the unit's legal framework, and efforts are being made to relocate the various SCUML officers from the Federal Ministry of Trade, Industry and Investment to EFCC zonal offices in Lagos, Kano, and Port Harcourt. Other key activities carried out by SCUML in the period under review include the activation of new registration portal for designated non-financial institutions (DNFIs), the continuous sensitization of DNFIs on their obligations, duties, and liabilities under the relevant sections of the anti-money laundering laws and supplementary regulations. So far, 7,320 DNFIs have been sensitized. The unit also carried out registration and certification of qualified DNFIs in line with Section 5 of the Money Laundering Prohibition Act 2011 as amended. 9,930 DNFIs were registered within the period under review. And based on the provisions of Section 2, 5, and 10 of the Anti-Money Laundering Act 2011 as amended, which makes it mandatory for DNFIs to file currency transaction reports within 7 days, SCUML has received 3,426 of such reports so far. And during the same period, SCUML has also conducted 63 on-site compliance inspection of DNFIs to ascertain their level of compliance with the relevant laws and regulations. To improve the deteriorating conditions of the long overdue capital projects at the Commission's various operating bases, contracts have been awarded and work are currently on the way for the renovation and furnishing of the Commission's training institution, the EFCC Academy in Karu, Abuja. The Academy is also to be equipped with state-of-the-art electronic and interactive teaching aids. Also been renovated at the Abuja, Benin, Gombe, Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Uyo zonal offices, and additional office blocks are also being constructed at the Benin, Enugu, Kaduna, Ibadan to cater for staff needs. Other ongoing capital projects are replace the old non-functional vehicles and improve the Commission's operations. Official and operational vehicles, including ambulances, are also being purchased for the headquarters and the 14 zonal offices. These vehicles are already being allocated to various departments, units, and the 14 zonal offices. The Commission's medical center, which caters for staff and suspects' health needs, has also been upgraded with the procurement of sophisticated and state-of-the-art medical equipment and laboratory facilities. And to ensure the provision of drugs as at when due, the pharmacy was stocked with various drugs and medical supplies. In line with international best practices, the Commission has also developed and adopted various policies and systems, which include a communication policy, sexual harassment and bullying policy, a training policy, healthcare policy, and a new staff ranking system. Several other policies are in the pipeline to further ensure that the Commission remains structurally sound in the long terms.
In terms of recoveries, from the period of time that Bawa assumed office to the 10th of June 2021, the following cash recoveries were made.
6,142,645,673 naira, 8,236,668.75, 13,408 pounds sterling. Also recovered are 1,730 euros, 200 Canadian dollars, 374,000 francs, and 8,430 Japanese yen. And in terms of non-cash recoveries, the EFCC under Bawa's 100 days recovered the following: 28 real estate buildings, 32 automobiles, 3 watercrafts, petroleum products in different quantities, motorcycles, 5 lands, a filling station, a farmland, and a factory. In terms of convictions, the Legal and Prosecution Directorate secured a total of 185 convictions across the Commission's 14 zonal offices and Abuja. In the same period, 367 cases were filed in court, and the following already existing are still being diligently prosecuted. In order to improve its relationship with key stakeholders, the Bawa-led administration reaffirmed support of the judiciary in swift adjudication of EFCC matters and resolution of challenges experienced in securing warrants, following courtesy calls on the Chief Justice of Nigeria, the President of the Court of Appeal, as well as the Chief Judges of the Federal High Court and Federal Capital Territory Courts. The Commission also reaffirmed support of the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy in resolving challenges associated with multiple SIM registration, while a renewed interagency collaboration with the Nigeria Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, the Nigerian Navy, and the Nigerian Communications Satellite NAGCOMSAT is fostering effective synergy between EFCC and other sister agencies.
Also, the Commission is in collaboration with the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, the Nigerian Immigration Service, and the Nigerian Police Force in a high-level, multi-agency task team on the design and implementation of a National Sexual Offenders Register and the Sex Offender Testing Policy towards providing a framework for effective prosecution of sexual offenders. The Commission also reaffirmed support of educational institutions such as the National Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies, the National Defense College, National Security Institute Bwari, University of Abuja, Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, Bayes University, and the Nile University Abuja. The EFCC is also strengthening its various partnerships in order to improve avenues of cooperation, curb illicit financial flows in the diaspora, and develop capacity of all stakeholders in the fight against corruption, with the renewed commitment secured from the United States government, the Federal Bureau of Investigations (FBI), the Bureau of International Narcotics and Law Enforcement Affairs, and an agreement with the European Union Fraud Office to sign a memorandum of understanding for improved cooperation. Still on foreign collaborations, the EFCC is enhancing its bilateral and multilateral relationship in the fight against corruption, including engagement with the United States of America, the United Kingdom, Norwegian, Brazilian, Netherlands, Qatar, and French governments to address illicit financial flows. There is also the cooperation with the National Crime Agency and the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office towards securing the full return of stolen assets in the U.S. linked to Nigeria. The Commission is also collaborating with United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime UNODC and the United Nations Development Programme UNDP towards the achievement of Sustainable Development Goals, and the Executive Chairman has called for the simplification of evidentiary requirements and other mutual legal assistance procedures to enhance international cooperation and facilitate timely recovery and return of stolen assets. This position was presented at the just concluded United Nations General Assembly Special Session on Corruption in New York, United States.
The fight against illicit financial flows is urgent and important in our collective efforts to address corruption. We remain committed to our efforts to track, investigate, prosecute corrupt individuals and entities and repatriate such funds and assets to their countries of origin.
And back home, there is also a roundtable engagement with civil society organizations on the state of anti-corruption fight in Nigeria.
Bawa, while in New York, also paid a courtesy visit to the Nigerian Permanent Mission to the United Nations, where he sought the assistance of the mission in sensitizing Nigerian youths in diaspora against cybercrime. By promoting the timely release of information on the Commission's activities to organizations in print, online, and electronic media, the Commission has continued to carve its way into the hearts and minds of Nigerians. To this end, 310 press releases have been issued. 3 editions of EFCC Alert, the Commission's electronic newsletter, has also been produced and circulated. The Interfaith Anti-Corruption Advisory Committee has also been resuscitated, and the adoption of the anti-corruption preaching and teaching manuals as a guide for implementing the anti-corruption programs for Nigeria's highly religious populace is on the way.
Issues of public enlightenment is another way of trying to be preventive in the approach of against corruption and fraud. We have resuscitated the interfaith dialogue that was launched by the EFCC in 2013. Interfaith dialogue by engaging with the Christian faith, the Islamic faith, their leadership. We have developed a template, manuals for them to carry back, to their various communities and preach regarding the ills of corruption. We have realized all of that because studies have shown time and time again that it is far more cheaper to prevent than to enforce.
The Commission also produced and facilitated the broadcast of a television documentary titled EFCC on a String Operation that exposed fraud in the National Identity Number Registration Project, while the in-house television program The Eagle is currently showing on NTA, and The Eagle on Radio also airs on Radio Nigeria. On its social media handles, as at 16th June 2021, Facebook followers increased with 15,169 new followers, Instagram with 23,382, while the EFCC website had 60,873 hits. So far, 7,000 petitions and letters have been received. The Commission's official website is also currently being redesigned for improved usability and access to resources on the Commission's and its various activities. The chairman has also featured on a number of TV shows like The One-on-One on NTA and The Sunrise Daily on Channels TV, where he shared his vision for a robust and result-oriented EFCC. A key feature of the Bawa-led EFCC is its sensitivity to feedback from its stakeholders and the public. To this end, the Commission is executing a series of roundtable discussions, town hall meetings, sensitization, and interactive programs with stakeholders, sister agencies, and members of the public. There's also the sensitization visit by primary and secondary schools, as well as the address to National Youth Service Corps members during orientation camps across the country. A handbook for the establishment of integrity and zero-tolerance clubs in schools is also being developed. There's also the introduction of various social media engagement strategies, including the Young and Legit hashtag and the recent Together Against Corruption challenge, where a sound beat was posted on the Commission's social media handles for young people to sing, rap, or dance to it in order to promote the anti-corruption messages. In Bawa's 100 days in office, the EFCC has begun to produce previously unimaginable results, demonstrating to Nigerians that the anti-graft fight in the country has a silver lining.
Hello out there. My name is Rashid Bawa. I'm the Executive Chairman of Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The fight against corruption is our collective responsibility. I therefore urge you to please put in your best and help the EFCC achieve its mandate of ridding Nigeria of economic and financial crimes. Together, we can win the fight, and we will win the fight.
Thank you, Aisha, for that beautiful documentary. And according to facts stated in the documentary, in such a short period, the EFCC has gotten a comprehensive strategic, operational, and institutional reforms aimed at creating a modern, efficient agency that is well equipped to deal with the evolving nature of crime in Nigeria. So, we all should play our part in helping the EFCC to see that corruption is brought to its barest minimum, if not totally eradicated. And as said by the EFCC chairman, you do your part and we shall do ours. Together, we shall have a better Nigeria. And here is wishing the EFCC chairman a successful tenure filled with success stories. And that's how we end today's episode of The Eagle. You can contact the EFCC on any of our social media platforms at Official EFCC. My name is Aisha Mohammed. From all of us here, it's goodbye. God bless Nigeria. And please be kind to one another.